Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing? How's things? How's life? How's your universe? How has your week been? What's everybody been up to? Apologize as I crack my very sore uncles, knuckles. Um, Hi. I'm. I mean, I'm not well as usual. What's the surprise there? Um, how is everybody else doing? Hopefully, other people are doing better than I am, at the very least. I hope. Um, yeah. What has everybody been up to this week? I've been busy, very busy. Hello, Simon. How you doing, man? How's things? And hello, Simon. How you doing? How's life down under? Spending money? Oh no. I want to make a joke, but I can't remember if I'm remembering the right person or not, and I don't remember if this is an appropriate thing, so never mind. What are you spending your money on? Work money, not personal. Oh, that's all right then. That's funny money. That's not. That's. I've got a hair up today. I do. It's practical. Um, yeah. Been hot. I think I've heard actually. It's completely the opposite here. In fact, there have been two, no less than two, tropical storm hurricane things that have really kind of messed up the UK for weather. Uh, it is. It's 3.5 degrees outside right now, with highs of 2 degrees, in a bit. Um, so yeah, yeah. Hello, Essentialist. Good to have you. Also, hello, Ish. How you doing? How's things? Um, Thank you for gracing us with your presence, Essentialist. I don't know. It's not been that cold over here. A bunch of rain, but not much sub-zero. Just a couple of days. That's true. Um, at least not in this last week. It was meant to like snow ridiculously heavily, like Tuesday night to this morning, I think. But it, that seems to have passed. So nice. Um, Hello, be right. How you doing, man? How's things? And the shop got broken into Thursday morning at 2:42 a.m. Broke through the front door and took over 10K in 2 minutes. One person, and I'd say a getaway driver. Damn, this is not a good year for you. Uh, Already, is it? Um, I am. I can only offer my condolences as someone who has had their uh, well, house broken into, which isn't quite the same thing as work. Um, it's it's not a nice feeling. Um, so yeah. Um, why were you banned? It feels like a silly question to ask, but why were you banned? Um, Trying to get the wife to let me buy a Q7 as well, but that might have to wait. Instead of the Qashqai, because weirdly I feel more okay about that than the Qashqai. So yeah. Um. Oh, you posted the link to the it's a guy living in the Netherlands, isn't it? If I remember rightly. That's funny because like most government agencies and organizations have it's quite a public list of the people who work for them. Um, so yeah, funny that. It's been over 10 years, so law of averages, meh. That's what insurance is for. Fair enough. Oh, you didn't post the link, you posted the full list. Right, okay. Still, but yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Discord are an American company, aren't they? So a lot of forced compliance on that front. Um, no, I won't say it. And when you say Q7, do you mean like first gen, like 2007 type one, or do you mean a newer one? Like, are we talking V10 diesel, quad twin turbo, quad turbo diesel? Because if that, fully support you. It's a beautiful disaster. Uh, um, yeah. Probably newer one, 3 liter diesel. Ah, that's no fun. V10 or nothing. New account is not head 11. Nice. Are you in the Discord? Like, have you joined the Discord? And if so, there you are. Is your profile picture Sonic? Then why have you not connected the account to thingy? There you go. V10 TDI, exactly what we need. Ow, my fucking hand. Ow. ISO not doing good stuff though, hence not willing to show their faces or names. Real law enforcement officers need to identify themselves. The brown shirt simply doing Herr Trump's bidding. Yeah. Um, that's an instant ban evasion ban. Nice. Hello, Chris. Good to have you. Wait, did you create another account? Oh no, that's I just can't read. That's fine. Um. Oh, so if you were to connect your accounts, it would help link them. Yeah, that's it. That makes sense. This message didn't show up in my chat feed. Maybe it's like hidden under top chat versus live chat. In fact, let me look. Um, yes, it was. Uh, yeah, law enforcement officers, indeed. Yeah, yeah. It's a very scary time. I had to stop using Reddit because I cannot subject myself to the horrors any longer. Um, so yeah, I don't know why it defaults to top chat. I think have you seen in the YouTube like subscription feed? It's there's a new box with most relevant subscript like from your subscriptions most relevant. That's what the homepage was for. The homepage was most relevant stuff, and the subscriptions was an unaltered time sensitive list of all of the videos that you're subscribed to in chronological order. Putting stupid shit like most relevant in the subscription feed is driving me mad. I have submitted feedback to Google twice now, begging them to give me an option. Yeah, YouTube keeps pushing shorts, auto-dubbed videos. Yeah, it's a nightmare. The like editor suggesting generative AI changes to your videos, like fuck no. Like, we need more authenticity, not less. Like, Oh, fuck. Here's some authenticity. My hand is killing me because I dared to do things yesterday. Oh, I know. Um, my windows, a couple of my windows, uh, the lock actuator mechanism, like when you move the handle, at least on a British window, it moves some like locking tabs to actually like lock the window shut. A couple of them, for a very long time, we've been using the handle to just crank the thing shut to keep it locked, which is not good. No, not good. Um, so I've replaced the mechanism that's in the window. The problem is that the mechanisms that came out of the window have different little locking tab placements to the old ones because, or the new ones have different to the old ones because the old ones are out of stock. So yeah, like it's not out of stock, like discontinued, like they're 30, 40 years old, no longer made. So these new ones have slightly different places. And so I need to replace the window keeps. So the little like mushroom thing. Wait, hold on. I have one here. I can show you. I was cutting down some screws that go in the things. Um, Here's one I prepared earlier. This is now a hardware channel. So this is the mechanism that locks your windows, at least in Britain. So you got your little square drive, and as you move it, can you see it? It spins. Whoop, 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 whoop. Fun. These little mushroom caps are what go into the keeps, but on my windows, these keeps are in the wrong place, so I need to move them so that when you lock it, it actually locks. So yeah, and these are too short for my windows for where these sit, so I've 3D printed some little spacers to go under there that I need to take off the printer and see if they work. But yeah, that's why my hand hurts, because my body's fucked. Hello DT, how you doing? How's things? YouTube likes auto-dubbing content in my own language. So from Dutch to Dutch, but auto-dubbed. Great. Is that a genuine Mako part? The rail is genuine Mako, yes. Although actually, I think are these are the generic. Oh, these are the generic ones. The ones that I have on my windows right now that don't fit and I can't reposition them well are also Mako. I'm going to generic ones for that. So. Oh, and I bought a new microphone for recording, mostly to make things easier. You'll see it in 2 videos with me wearing both microphones so that I can like test them. But yeah, that's pretty cool actually. It's all right. I've already downloaded the app. They can't take that one away from me too. Uh, On the other hand, I consume many hours of YouTube a week and don't give it very much money. That's true. However, YouTube is only the platform that hosts the videos. They're not the content producers. So it's not exactly a direct equivalency to something like Netflix, for example. So yeah. I keep wanting to make my own double DIN car radio. Would be insane to try and do this. Yes, asterisk. Depends what you mean, like what you want to put there. If you want to put a touchscreen, it's actually way easier than trying to put physical buttons and stuff. If you buy an existing one to get the mounts and like faceplate stuff, you can probably do it, yeah. I use Rode mics to Sennheiser. I for a long time now have been using a Shure lav mic with a Zoom H1 as my recorder in my pocket, and then just syncing it afterwards. But I thought I would try this for the ease and convenience, the fact that it just hooks up directly to the A-roll camera, so that I don't have to sync it afterwards. And it's more convenient to like put on. It should be less annoying, like less chance of like the mic catching on the side and rubbing if it's down here, you know? And like magnetically mounted and everything. It's pretty cool. I've set it to higher noise reduction, and another setting that I tweaked to make it better. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, you'll see one video next week with me wearing both, and then a couple weeks later, I think, because of how I'm scheduling the videos, you'll see another one. Yeah. Hello, John. Doing a Lara Croft bit, I guess. No rectangular tits though. So yeah. Oh, you only look in mild pain today. You want extra dose of meds? Yes. I am. Today has been horrendous. The whole intracranial hypertension thing that I had last week. So it is the medication. I did a controlled test on myself. By stopping taking the medication for 5 days and now going back on it for a couple of days, and the headaches are back. Like, headaches went away slowly, and then they came right back the second I started taking it at full dose again. So I'm taking half dose now. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I can't bend my hand at this knuckle right now. It hurts too much. And yeah, I'm on. Tesco started selling some long release, like slow release ibuprofen. So I took that earlier today, and that's helping with a lot of my pain and sickness and sore. Like, my shoulders were absolutely killing me and making me want to throw up, which is a weird feeling. It felt like my throat was closing earlier today. Like, my back of my tongue was swollen. So yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah. I struggled to walk up the stairs to go to the bathroom just before the stream. That's how I'm doing. Yeah, hi John. How you doing? I have stuff that actually lasts. Wonderful. I hope so. Lots of foreign speakers speak good English. I've not met one who enjoyed the video being dubbed from English to their local language. I'm not that surprised. Yeah, there are a lot of foreign speakers that I've met who know English better than I ever will, which is, you know, saying something because I'm Scottish, you know, so it's not saying much. But anyway, that's a joke, by the way. You have to buy a Lockheed Martin drone to be able to fly over European soil. European soil, no. I want a screen, CD player, cassette player, physical buttons for certain functions like input, volume, and tuning. Cruising in my Volvo in a brown suit, listening to my extensive 5 cassette collection. Yeah, so I would say find an existing one. Maybe. I think you would struggle to fit cassette, DVD, a CD, and a screen if it's not an existing design. So yeah, you might struggle. Tomorrow is the 9th exam for a tour guide thing. Passed all 8 previous, but not going to go tomorrow for the English one because I'm not ready. Fair enough. That's a lot of exams. Damn. Damn. uh, it's idiotic. It's an annoyingly detailed history and grammar exam, not a conversational English. The thing you'll actually do. Yeah, yeah. I mean, so the funny thing is, like, the joke that we always make is that people like yourself will almost certainly end up knowing more about, in this case, the English language than people born in Britain ever will. And it's kind of the same with, like, I've like, me and my friends have jokingly taken the, like, UK citizenship tests of questionnaires, and we wouldn't qualify. We don't, like, it's I utterly inane crazy shit, like, the king from 800 years ago, like, not even like, the divorced beheaded died, divorced beheaded survived thing that's in every, British child's consciousness, but, like, married which other, you know British royalty for 5 minutes, like, what? Huh? Our accents qualify us. I mean, but oh dear. Anyway, I don't want to blow my own horn, but I definitely know more than 95% of the people around me and can actually converse on a native level. But that's not what you're supposed to do. Why though? That surely that is the ideal. Like, if I, as an English speaker, want to go to uh, uh a European country and be tour guided around, uh, the ideal solution is someone who can speak very, fluently and conversationally with me in my own language. Like, that is the ideal thing for a tour guide. Like, anyway, what are some of the questions? Like, do you have some of the, like, mock questions? I really want to know if any of us could answer them, because I get the feeling the answer is no without googling it. Man, um, yeah, well, no, I'm sure we wouldn't, but I'd love to hear what the questions are. Um, if you have some. Um, Life in the UK tests are stupid, and so many people just don't bother learn pidgin English and just work black market gig economy. It's always been this way. Yeah, and the irony is, the leaving has made that much worse, because now you can't just, like, come and work. You have to, like, either choose and then go home again. You have to choose to stay or leave. It's stupid. Uh, Maybe in Thatcher's time, I uh, I have no say in that fight. Um, I think my first step is install Android Automotive on a Pi I have and work from there. Do packaging and outputs later. I mean, fair enough. Best of luck to you. Oh, can you make it one of those pop-out script, like the fold out? You press the on button and it goes. Um, Flip down screen, yeah. I'd love to do a pop-up screen. I know, it's great. They're really cool. Oh, it's detailed history about local stuff. Right, got you. I was a bit confused. I thought you meant, like, history of the English language or something, which would be hilarious. Um, the most important historical and cultural moments in Dubrovnik, and then you're supposed to know everything about everything: history, art history. Nice. um, checking the mock exam for Dutch citizenship, and they're asking when the certain German gaps were around. Nice. I always wanted a pop-out screen. Every car that I had, there was a dash blocking above the stereo. Yeah, so like my wife's a Audi A3 has a single din stereo. I think you could convert it to double din, but there is pop-out screen versions, but then it would block the air vents and the hazard lights button, which is really annoying. So yeah. Again, I'm also the least practical person I've ever met, so I'll probably just buy a good enough unit off of Facebook and never listen to my cassettes again. Fair enough. I am the sort of person. In fact, actually, do you know, I am like on so much on the other side that you know those Costco smart lights, like the light panels that I have that I did a video on hacking them a while ago. Um, so I'm gonna hack them again. Specific Specifically, I'm gonna hack them um to make them Zigbee because the Toya like ESP32 type microcontroller that's on there um sucks ass so much. I hate it so much that I am in fact just going to replace it with my own ESP32C6 and make it Zigbee. um, I need to work out how to make it both a color temperature adjustable and a color adjustable light. I also need to work out how to do PWM output. Um, but once I've done that, profit. Um, so yeah. How do people get Costco cards over here? It seems they want you to be a doctor or a popo or something. Um, I think I could qualify being self-employed. I mean, apparently someone does. But I have mostly just borrowed slash abused my very good friend's membership. He's a software developer and therefore qualifies and earns big boy money, and I don't. So yeah. Yeah. Anyway, what's up, Doc? So you're still alive? I am, only just. My head is killing me from the whole intracranial hypertension thing with the medication that I take to fix my ulcerative colitis, the granules. That sounds great. So I'm taking one sachet a morning instead of two. And hopefully that helps with the horrible headache and the dizziness and the foggy brain and the getting stuck. Fun times. Um, yeah, yeah. I've forgotten what I was saying. My hand is killing me because I've been replacing windows, like I said. Or replacing window lock mechanisms. Yeah. Yep. Thank you, Ish. Yes, links, Amazon overclockers links in the description. If you're paying thousands of pounds for RAM, please do click my link first. Costs you nothing extra and will give me a hell of a lot of money. My mum got a trade membership as she's self-employed. Mine is the second free card you get with the memberships. Nice. Um, I can't really justify signing up myself yet because we go 2 or 3 times a year with my very good friend, and yeah, that's about all I need. I don't need an entire pallet of tins of chopped tomatoes, you know? I just don't. I don't have the space for that. We don't live in an American household where I can store all of that sort of stuff. Like, we have very limited space here in the UK. So yeah. I got 85% on my Dutch citizenship. Let's go! I think the highest I've ever gotten on a UK one was like 70%. 95 Kirkland toilet rolls, please. Yeah. Sorry, mate, can't buy a thing. Did you see the prices? I have, and it's scary. 4 terabyte drive, I bought from 100 euros to 180. 2 terabyte NVMe from 150 to 300. 5070 from 6 to 8. Yeah, anything with memory is up for failure, I guess. Actually, here's a new one. Cars. The chip shortage for memory relates to everything. So, I hope you didn't want to buy a car, even used, anytime soon. Because remember what happened in 2020 when there was a chip shortage and like all the car manufacturers raised prices, and then used cars like went up massively because everyone wanted them because they couldn't afford a new car anymore. And then remember that took 3 straight years to even like remotely come back down. Yeah, so imagine that, but for RAM. I think car manufacturers are likely to get away with it a little bit more because cars haven't quite caught up to the amount of RAM we all need. And possibly more importantly, they can often get away with like stepping down the RAM, like or storage. So if your car came with 64 gigs of internal storage for your media center, they could happily make it 32 and wouldn't really matter. If it had 8 gigs, they could probably make it 4 and it would still run and just be a bit slower. So I think they can get away with it, is what I'm trying to say. A little bit more than like the microcontroller that runs your like door window actuators on off. Like you need 4 of them per, like 1 per door, doesn't exist anymore. We can't make the doors anymore, and there's no like easy way to sub it out for something. So yeah, might be difficult. Thanks to the misses though, at least I have 3 4 terabyte drives and a 5070. Should have listened to her and spent more, but I'm really stingy when it comes to spending money on myself. I'm in if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. It's so stupid. God, the 5070 Ti I skipped. You were gonna get went from 850 to 1200. Oh, you should have brought it. And then that's just insane. I'm glad I got my 1700 XTX when I did. Cheapest now is 850. How much did you spend? Was it 700? Not again. This isn't not news my wife wants to hear. Well, that's the thing. You need to like convince it. No. How much is the TI? Good question. The clock is my go-to for price comparison shopping. What do you say? Difference between 5070 and 5070 Ti? Cheapest one is about £550 for the 5070. PC component. £850 for the Ti though. There's one on sale for 800. So like 550 to £800. 550 to that's a lot of money. I got a 5060 Ti for like $400. It was the minimum with 12 gig, and all the cards are expensive. Yeah, so I bought a 4060 Ti for like 250 quid or something last year. Yeah, 4060 Ti, which has 16 gigs of VRAM. So 550 to 800, John. 550 for the non-Ti, 800 at a minimum. Yeah. All of our prices in the UK are including VAT or tax. So £550 is what you would pay, including paying the taxman. Although you're really paying the company, and then the company collects the tax and then gives that to the taxman, but also they get to claim back VAT from other purchases that they make, so it's a bit of a weird bun, but anyway. Yeah. Issues in the UK, so the £400 that he spent is that's 20%, if I remember rightly. Unless that's changed. Pretty sure it's 20%. Ours is 25. Ouch. Fucking hellish. Jesus. I spent 620 or 650 if you add the two Arctic fans. Nice. That's a great deal. You got in good there. My friend also bought an XTX and also got a decent deal. So yeah. Played 6-a-side football earlier. Got a blister that also popped while playing, so I too am in mild discomfort. We are not the same. I mean running a local LLM program to enable me to program. Sure. Yeah, we all know. The D-Shroud has honestly been the nicest part. I can pull 400 plus watts and not go above 63C. That is quite impressive. Yeah, fair enough. Well done. Yeah, nice. How? I also need the 24 gig for LLMs. Yeah, you were the obvious candidate for that one. It was a surprise. That was why it was so funny. Anyway, still running 5070 on a B450. We'll be interested to see if there's any performance increase when I get around to installing my new B550 with a 5700 X3D. If it's the same CPU, there won't be any performance difference, I don't believe. If it's a new CPU, again, I can't remember because my brain, I can feel the fog rolling over my brain. PCI 324, it's still by 16 and it's not the top end card. Maybe slightly, but mostly in like, memory intensive transfer stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I have more VRAM than most people do regular RAM. I have the same amount of VRAM as most people have regular RAM. Although it's nice to have a good ratio, so I have 4x my system RAM as my VRAM. 16 and 64. Wait, do you have 16 gigs of system RAM? Because that'd be very funny. So Chris has a 1x ratio, 1:1. I have a 4:1, and an Essentialist has a -1, 0.5:1. Oh no, 32 gig of system RAM. Okay. 64 to 16, same. Yeah, yeah, nice. Good ratio. Yeah. So it's like a 1.4 to 1 or something. Okay. That's the reason about the 5070 rather than the Ti. The price difference is too large. The performance difference is large, but the price difference is large too. However, the 5060 Ti has 8 lanes, which definitely would influence the performance on 3.0 instead of 4.0. Fair enough, yeah. I mean, I remember, I can't remember what the first card that actually did that was. I swear it was an AMD card. Isn't there an AMD card that did a 4 PCI lanes instead? Like a 50 class, like really low end. Because I know quite a few did, 8 lanes, but I'm sure at least one did 4. 6500, there you go. It was a 50 class card. I have vague memories of stuff. It's the specifics that can be difficult. 12 gig VRAM is a hard pill to swallow at this price, especially considering how long I waited. Oh, I know. Yes. I feel you on that one. The reason that I got the 4060 Ti was specifically because of the VRAM, especially for video editing. I end up using a fair bit of VRAM. Or if I'm like rendering while gaming, it's nice to have enough VRAM to have both happen at the same time and not like kill the system. So yeah, I really do like having lots of VRAM on hand, and it's insane just how little you get, especially on those higher end cards. It's crazy. Remember when Nvidia would make Titan cards and they'd be 1,500 quid? Yeah, I mean the Titan card being like £1,000 for the original one, if I remember rightly, or maybe 1,200 or something, was ridiculous and like so cool, and then they made Titans useless, like they killed the brand because, well, data center stuff. I'm still okay though, even on 3440 by 1440. Never go epic quality because that's stupid. I agree. Just high, very high. Don't mind DLSS balance or even 2x frame gen because old. Fair, yeah. If I had ready supply of them, still no, but you'd have more chance. But the fact that I have never even seen one, I have a server with 48 gig and 4 gig. Actually, that's the point. My yeah, no. My Threadripper server has 120 gig of RAM, and a RX 560 2 gig. Is that RX? Oh no, it's an RX 460. Was that 4 gig or 2 gig? Yeah, they did a 2 gig. It might be a 2 gig. That might be the best ratio we have. 64 to 1. Yeah. It might be the 4 gig, so it might be 16 to 1. I can't do maths in my head. 32 to 1. I give up. I thought my 1060 server GPU was old. I mean, it's for a server. It's just for hardware acceleration, right? Who cares? It works. Actually, one of the servers has a 5600 XT in it. I don't remember which one that is. Also, I know how to tinker with settings. Example, for some reason, quality presets lower anisotropic filtering. You need to go back to Voodoo 3 or Riva TNT 2 for AF to influence frames. Yeah. Yeah, you crank that. Uh, I've been a Fiverr tier for 53 months. Can you send me 144 hertz plus 1440p monitor? That's actually a more realistic request. I don't know that I have many or any, just lying around, but it's a much more realistic request. No, but it's more realistic. Where's my ROI? The years of content that you could have got for free, you idiot. Uh, uh, not that kind of content, you perv. Go back to your anime waifu. I don't know why I'm addicted to these two today. I'd apologize, but I think it's funnier if I don't. Oh, um, it works. See, it's fine. um, Sub long enough to the Fiverr too, you get a link to the Blue website. Well, Twitter. I don't. I post videos there, and that's it. You don't get anything extra for that one. Surely with the format, it must be like Unleashed TeamGB instead. It's funnier to say it the way you did, but it like for the format of the name. Surely that's. And also the name's the wrong. That's the wrong word. That's much more family friendly. Yeah, these are like kids show friendly names. Yeah. Managed to get modded again. I yeah it that just disappeared from me. So context of what you said, because that didn't show up at all. I'm afraid. That sounds like a horror show, so that's fun. Um, oh fucking hell. I just random per usual. Cool. Um, I can't think of a punny response. That's too good. You've won. You've won. You've won. You've won the competition. You're right. You've won. Oh dear. Fucking hell. Wow. I think that's the only way that could be acceptable. So sure, go. Oh dear. Um, let's be sensible. I have an interesting monitor in. Um, it is a tandem OLED. I can't remember if I mentioned this last week. I've got a video, like a review of that, and also a review like Tech explained about tandem OLEDs, because it's a pretty big change, but it's also less big of a change than I thought when I started writing the video, which means that the enthusiasm that I have at the start of the video really tapers off very quickly once I've written like into the script and I've started writing about the thing and I've found out what it actually means. So that's fun. Uh, But tandem OLEDs, if you're interested, are the fourth generation of LG's WOLED panels, and they basically so LG's WOLEDs are already tandem in the sense that they're layered. So there's red, no, blue, yellow, blue, emissive layers inside each. So they output white light, and then they have color filters to modulate how much light they emit. And all right, pain, suffering. And then forgetting. Love that from me. But this new one is red, blue, green, blue. No color filters needed. So you get much better light. There's more layers, so you can spread out the power better, basically. Get more efficiency, like 20% less power for up to 40% more brightness. Realistically, it's like 20% less power, 20% more brightness, which is still a 40% sort of difference, which is great, but yeah. And also specifically for those WLEDs, much better color reproduction. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm interested. I don't know if it's better or even quite on par with a QD OLED yet, in my own experience, but we'll see. Oh yeah, 60% longer lifespan because of the lower power, so that's cool. I love the people who, like, whose entire YouTube Shorts, TikTok personality like thing is stuff like this, like a play, like a pun. So there's a lady who does cooking videos that she calls only pans and says like, "I hope you're hungry," you know, and it's that hook plus generally good rude generally good like content, cooking skills, etc. Has meant that she got really popular really fast, which is a really cool thing. I love that sort of like play on stuff. Oh, that was it. There's a song by Madzai called Stacy's Brother, which works really well as a standalone like song and story, but plays even better because you know the original Stacy's mom. Um, so yeah, that's fun. My VA has none of that lifespan stuff. Yes, but your VA doesn't have instant response times. In fact, it has very far from instant response times. Probably a lot, well, not a lot worse actually, but worse color reproduction. And about the same brightness probably as especially these new fourth gen panels. But yeah. Uh, I think. Are you drunkish? My plasma has none of that response time stuff. It actually does. It has a full frame worth of response time because you only get one color at a time. It's functionally instant, but you only get one color at a time. So you have like what are the colors, like green, yellow, and I know yellow is one which is weird, but like purple or something. So yeah, what about CRT? So that has no response time because it's not a display. Or it has a full frame response time because that's how long it takes to draw the whole frame. And then it just starts up at the top again and goes again. Which is why it's 60 hertz, because it takes that long to draw. So it has functionally instant response times per pixel, but for a whole image, Doesn't. It's also technically not. Well, CRTs aren't sample and hold displays, and plasmas are sample and hold color displays. So LCDs are sample and hold because once they've drawn the image, it stays. You sample a single image and hold it there until the next one's ready. CRTs are continuously drawing, so they are not sample and hold. They're continuously drawing, and plasmas do hold the display, like hold the image, but they only hold one color at a time, and they flash each color at you at a time. I have a 100 Hz CRT, at least according to the printing on the front. Nice. Should be a pretty big difference from 60, so cool. I have headache production if I look at my phone while the telly's on. That checks out. The flickering from the plasma, real bad. Ryzen, hello. Recently updated the gaming PC, as Chris knows, but on the way had an issue. Wanted to avoid this time when installing Windows 10 and then updating. Checked if I can upgrade to Windows 11. It said something about the NVMe being on MBR. How can I tell if one of these drives is that so I don't have to reformat and install Windows again? I had the Shift 10 to change it. There's two drive formats that you can format your drive in: MBR, master boot record, or GPT, not to be confused with chat. But yeah, disk part is probably your best solution to fuck with your disk, unless it's the C drive, in which case you can't while it's active. You can boot into Windows recovery environment, or yeah, boot into Windows recovery environment, and go to thingy my brain's fried. Go to the recovery and open the command line. You'll be able to use disk part with your C drive offline because it's not booted from the C drive, it's booting from the USB stick. And you can stream your C drive that way. MBR master boot record, GPT, GUID, partition table. Thank you. Fuck knows which one Windows 11 wants, but I hate Windows 11 with a passion, so I actively detest telling you anymore. Yeah, disk part should be able to tell you what it is. In fact, where is it? If you go to this PC, right click and manage, and then disk management. Does that tell you? Yeah. If you go to this PC, right click on this PC in the menu at the side, click manage. That'll open computer management. Then you click on disk management in the side, and then right click on disk 0, disk 1, whatever it is. Click properties, click volumes, and it will tell you. So in my case, it's GPT or my C drive. Whereas all the other ones are MBR, I think. Yeah. No, that one's GPT as well. SSDs are GPT. Hard drive is MBR. It said I can upgrade with the MBR format. Yeah, so you need, because your C drive is active, it's online, and you cannot offline it because that's what you're booting from, that's what you're using. You need to not be booting from it. That could be in a little USB to NVMe caddy. Or you can, like I said, plug in your USB like installer stick, boot from that, and go into like troubleshoot Windows, recovery, whatever, open the command prompt, and then use diskpart to convert the drive. At least I believe that's an option. But yeah, just Google MBR to GPT. Yeah. Uh, wait, and use boot from Windows and use USB? What are you saying? Um, I'm sober but need to stop chatting. MBR to GPT is built into Windows now. Nice. Give that a try. Boot from Windows USB and use CMD. That's what I was trying to say. There you go. Yeah, MBR to GPT. Try that. Well, there you go. Use them. Ryzen. Pause the stream and copy and paste that. Textway, hello. How you doing? Thank you very much. Good to have you back. It has been a while. We're pretty much at the hour, but if you can be quick, how have you been? How's things? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Occasionally, you do still need to use CLI to do stuff in Windows. The number of times that I've had to mess with like disk drives specifically, I open up disk part immediately. Yeah. Hello, Mike. How you doing, man? How's things? Good to have you. Um, and thank you very much for your support. Yeah. Well, that is our usual hour. So I think I'm slow marching it to see if Jay comes back. But yeah. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Oh, there you go. Been all good. Recently decided to leave my current employer, Synology, after over 10 years there, returning to YouTube and all that jazz. Nice. Very cool. Well, I hope we can catch you next week. These are still every Thursday night at 8 p.m. UK time, so if you do want to pop back next week, feel free. And yeah, welcome back. Congrats on the move. Right. Thank you, everyone. I will see you all next week. Hopefully, anyway. I'll try not to die. Seems to be getting more and more of a struggle every day. And yeah, see you all. I think tomorrow for a video. I think we're back to normal now. Monday and the next week for a stream. So yeah.